And Gina, honey, why are you showing CNN? It doesn't matter to me. The news is all the same, more or less. It is. But the hottest on record, and I'm not sure who the WMO is. I don't. I don't know who this lady is either. I don't. They're talking about fires. I guess this is in Italy. Let me get over here to it. I'm going to do this. I know people have a preference of what they watch. To me, it's all the same now. It's all the same, and it doesn't matter. The thing is, you got to get the information and what is being put out there. Okay, it is hot. It's extremely hot out, and Arizona, they're bringing in freezers for the bodies. That's really hot. Let's see if I can hear this, you all. I think I might have it high enough. Pro-military, oh, U.S. joins the condemnations. Oh, there is the coup going on. How did I did not want to get into that. What am I doing in Niger? Thought I was talking about the record heat. Well, I guess let's see what they're talking about.
Another heat-related record in just released reports. The World Meteorological Organization says July is the hottest month on record for the entire globe. At the same time, fires continue to rage on the island of Rhodes for the 10th straight day across Greece. More than 60 new wildfires have broken out in the last 24 hours. And then in the meantime, in Italy, at least 4 people have died from wildfires. The Italian Prime Minister saying fires and weather disasters in recent days are putting the country
Good
to
morning.
the test. Nader Bashir joining us now from Rome. Startling images, impact of the heat. We're seeing these wildfires. I mean, frankly, the ramifications of what we've been seeing is absolutely enormous. And seeing this report saying that we've just been consistently hitting record temperatures is absolutely scary, to say the least.
Absolutely, it is deeply concerning. We've seen that devastation wrought by the wildfires across the Mediterranean over the last couple of days, and this new data that you just mentioned is really bringing this into damning perspective. And I'll just walk you through some of the key highlights from this report, which was co-published by the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service. It's already, before the month has even finished, saying that July is set to be the planet's hottest month on record. Every day since July 3rd has been hotter than records set back in 2016. Almost every month this year alone has been in the top 5 hottest on record. And as you mentioned there, it is almost certain that these temperatures will be the warmest that the planet has seen in more than 120,000 years. And we're seeing that reflected on the ground across the Mediterranean. You mentioned the situation in Greece on the island of Rhodes, a 10th day of fires raging there. At the moment, there is some respite. The authorities say they are working still to get this under control, but at the moment, it is mostly uninhabited forest areas that are being impacted in Rhodes. But we have seen thousands of people being evacuated, and satellite imagery, drone footage shows just how dangerously close these flames are getting to people's homes and to local communities. So this is a huge concern as Greece continues to battle those fires. And here in Italy, there has been some respite after a series of fires across the country's southern regions. At this stage, the authorities are still battling at least 10 fires, but they are said to be controlled at this point. On the island of Sicily, the heat warning has now been downgraded from its highest level to amber level, which is the mid-level there according to the Civil Protection Agency. And those who are evacuated, some 2,000 actually on the island of Sicily, the vast majority have now been able to return home. But the extreme weather that we're seeing is not just limited to Europe. We've seen wildfires spreading across Algeria and across the border in Tunisia. In Algeria, dozens were killed. We're seeing wildfires in Turkey now as well. So this is a huge concern. And the warning from experts is that these wildfires, these extreme heat events are only going to become more frequent and more severe unless urgent changes are made.
I don't think we can stop the wildfires, really, if Well, they're happening. Let's just say the wildfires are happening. Let's see if I can, a fire map. Let me put my keyboard, a wildfire map. And the United States is heating up too. Wildfire map. It's like getting in the hundreds, you all. I'd like to see a recent fire map. Okay. If I could click on a map, this is this looks like it's an emergency evacuation. I don't know how recent this map is right here, but the heat is it's kind of relentless a little bit. Of course, this is hot months, and many things cause the fires. Sometimes we have arson. Sometimes we have weaponized things up in space. We do satellites and stuff like that that could have some devices on them if someone wanted to wage war on another climate, on another area on Earth, another country or something like that. I would assume that they have lasers up there that could do that also. Well, it's not assume. It is. There's lasers on satellites, laser weapons in orbit. Let's see if we can get it. Gina, honey, there they are right here. You can see them. Laser weapons. Grand Rising in the west. The heat will suck the life out of you. My camper out here, when the air went out in it, it's an old camper that I bought. Oh, it's been several years back. The air went out in it, and it was a top unit. And I told my son, I said, I'm just going to go get a floor unit, because you can get a floor unit like at the Walmart or something, and just put the little air vent out a screen window and have a hose dripping into a big bucket. That thing cooled that camper off more efficiently than that old unit that was on top. And I thought, I'm not replacing the old unit. I'm not. So I just have a one, plus, you get some water from it. But these are the things they have up in space. And they can fire down to the earth. What is this? The Sputnik. Look like a bubble of defenses up here, you all. We have lots of weapons, and these are... My phone decided it's going to go bad all of a sudden. Look, Chinese has some too. China doesn't have weapons in space. They have ground-based weapons too. If they have ground-based, they got above. If a country wanted to do the wildflowers, they could. Gina, honey, I thought you was talking about the weather. I am. It's the hottest on record. It really is. And I got myself over here to this. I don't like... This is 1967. Record heat. All you have to do is type in record heat, you all. Good morning. Record heat. And it's stifling. There's like no escape even at night. Look, so all of this is coming out now. It's set to be the hottest on the record, according to some. But how hot was it back in the 1800s or 1700s or the 1900s? Did it get even hotter? It could have. Not saying that it's not hot. Dire thing. And this right here could literally cause a mini ice age, like in the day after tomorrow, because they were going to their global warming conferences in the day after tomorrow. Good evening. Oh, 7:30 p.m. Aussie Gold. And the day after tomorrow, they were going to their meetings, and this one scientist said, no, it's not global warming. It's we're going to have a global cooling. A mini ice age was coming, and they didn't want to hear him. And that could, it could happen. It really could happen. The scientists are now saying, some of them, that it's happening. Phoenix is reaching a record heat wave, 23 consecutive days, 117. When we lived in Nevada, it was in the teens, and that was back in 90. I wanted to see if I could fry an egg on the sidewalk, and I did. I mean, you couldn't eat it, but it cooked on the sidewalk really fast. Good morning. I'm awake. It took me a while to go to sleep because my mind got wide awake last night, and I didn't even make it wide awake, but my mind didn't go to sleep, and I kept waking up. It's like around 11:30. Then I woke up at 12:30. Then I woke up around 1 something. I thought, can I go to sleep? Then I went to sleep and then woke up around 4:30. So there's no denying that it's hot out there. If you've been out there, it's hot. It's super hot, and you got to figure out how to stay warm. Look, are you sick? Look at the negative word they put in the very front of it. They immediately started this article off with a very negative word, sick. Sick. It's subliminal. Sick of hearing about record heat. It's not nice to use that type of word. It's kind of speaking down to me. Don't be starting my morning off with that word sick, because I'm feeling like I'm in a good mood. I don't want to feel like I'm sick. Look at that. Earth shatters the heat records, faces uncharted extreme weather. Well, I'm sure it might have been charted before, but maybe not in this that we remember in our physical lifetime here. Maybe in someone else's physical lifetime. Yeah. So record heat, a remarkable spate of historic heat is hitting the planet, raising alarm over the looming extreme weather dangers. You all, it doesn't matter how this is happening. We're having real world effects. It gets right down to it. We are feeling the heat. And it's not going to get cooler unless we have a mini ice age. But you're going to have to learn how to deal with the heat. You might have a heat stroke if you're not careful. It will suck the energy right out of your body. You won't have no energy at all. Oh my goodness gracious. It's a real world effect. And there's people who don't have air conditioning. And there's elderly, there's children, there's animals. You got to have water. More extreme weather, and when the sun in the next year or two, it's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. And, well, Gina, honey, don't you know that that's not the real sun? There's a sun simulator up there. They got a big magnifying glass up there, and they're heating us up. We're feeling the heat. No matter how it's being caused, we're feeling the heat. Yeah. Sometimes, okay, when someone explains, well, why this is happening, it's happening. It is happening. Look at that daily surface, Copernicus. Look at this. Monday came. Earth's hottest day in 120. How do they know if it's the hottest day? World weather. The sun's going through changes due to the binary twin. Yes, there's something headed here. There's something headed. So, that's right. Hottest day in at least 125,000 years. I wonder if any of us has been here 125,000 years ago. I bet there are some who says I was, because I can remember all these lifetimes that I have reincarnated into a human body. There's children, when they're very little, they have a past life from something happened. They can remember who they were before they enter the body they're in now. Isn't that interesting? How can so many people have memories of being someone else before being who they are now? But that's when they're little children. And then their mind is like, they forget it. They forget it. They do. But it's hot. It's so hot. Um, we got 3 days of rain to cool you off, or go out there and just wet your head, wet your whole body, drench yourself. Sometimes that's the only way you can cool off. Drench your body. Um, I saw something about the neutrinos early this morning. To fly through the sun and pass through the Earth's surface. Gotta get me something to wake completely up. The effect on the planet and the magna and the crust are going to heat up. The ground is heating up. How are they going to survive in the cool ground? I wonder if my basement is going to get cool again like it did at one time, El Nino. But the hot conditions are developing too quickly. So they're developing too quickly. And we know what's happening to the North Atlantic current. We got record cooling in the North Atlantic, and that's what they had on the day after tomorrow. Record cooling of the waters, because the ice sheet of Greenland is melting. And one part of the one part of the Atlantic conveyor has reversed already. There's like 2, I think. And that ushers in a mini ice age in that movie. El Nino. Records are falling around the globe. Unprecedented extremes in the past without this phase. The likelihood of seeing something unprecedented, what kind of something are they talking about, is even higher. How would the ground ever be cool on a spinning ball, churning hotter and hotter and hotter? That's a really good question, DJ. One that maybe somebody would like to, think about. Oh my gosh, if you wear that mask also, you're really going to be suffocating you all. You are. Look at that red sky. Yeah, wildfire. I let you quit yawning. It has reportedly choked parts of the United States this summer. And it's a visible reminder of abnormal heat and the seasons in Canada. It's to be expected during El Nino. It's marked by an unusually warm surface temperature along the Pacific. Shocking warmth beyond the developed zone. North Pacific, New Zealand, and across the most of the Atlantic. Warmest May on record in Canada. And the sun will no longer scorch them, it says, after they leave this earth. Because the sun's going to get really, look at that. Is that the fire? This is the temperature rank since 1949. Marine heat waves. There goes the fish in the ocean. It's going to be harder for them to survive. Records broken by wider margins. The North Atlantic. The massive margins, which the conditions, parts of the North Atlantic temperatures are running as high as 9 degrees Fahrenheit above normal, the warmest observed there in 170 years. The global surface temperatures, 0.95. Surface anomalies. The Antarctic sea ice melt reached its lowest in June, 91 to 2020. There's the thunder. I hear the thunder out there, you all. Are we going to get rain? We could get rain. Odds of a record warm year are slim. So, it's getting warm. It's hot. And I can't get this thing down. Records are surging. We'd like to be in that water right now. I am going to go. That looks dangerous. You'd probably get smashed against the rocks. We'll have a water event this year as well, World Weather Authority. You may be wrong. Name the cares, the asteroid. Are you talking about the Apophis? It's so hot here, Shauna, honey. You're grateful for the rain. The strawberries and the raspberries were drying up. Try to stay cool, you all. Just the weather is erratic. You can have warm weather, hot weather, then you can have pouring down rain, strong winds. It's really unpredictable. The weather channels can't really predict it either. They don't know. The heat is another thing. Yeah. You have the Planet Book and the Colburn Bible. You also watch a lot of RK, and it has the same, excuse me. Oh, shoot, I didn't get to see it. The same interesting information. That's good. Yeah, you can find information in here. They even cut this live chat. It's only in the morning time, and they're cutting the live chat thing. It's all right. I'm going to go. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning. You're waiting for that one because it's coming. It is. Oh, thank you, World Weather. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're hot, this looks cool. That thunder is really loud and deep. I don't even know what the weather is. I don't even watch for the weather anymore. I might be good to watch for the weather. It might. You're so welcome. I woke up and I can get on here. Wake up the algorithms that likes to literally block the traffic completely. They're closing the barn doors on the channel. They only let a little bit of people in at a time. They got the guardrails up. That's what they do. That's right. You want some thunder. Hear the thunder. The thunder is pretty to hear. It is. I'm going to go. Have a wonderful rest of your morning. You all. Love you.